So there's no need to do anything, and you're welcome to talk about anything. And let's see what wants to reveal tonight. Hi, Jacob.
Can you hear me?
I do hear you. It's great that you hold the mic up because it makes it, then I can hear you properly.
I have a little bit difficulty with doing. Okay. Wait. I have a little bit. I have difficulty with connection today, but I hope it will be good.
Yeah, no problem.
I can move to different place. Okay, here it will be better.
Good. Oh, good.
So I'm trying to live in accordance with life where I'm not moved through pleasure-seeking tendencies, but I am addicted to YouTube, for example. It's difficult for me to it's a habit seeking these pleasures, and I don't know how to get rid of it.
Yeah, so it's a really good inquiry. And it's a deep inquiry. So you read somewhere about that, I'm sure, so that gave you the idea. Here's what I know, and you can just see how it resonates with your own knowing. So we hear, yeah? There's awareness here, then there's thoughts, there's beliefs, there's ideas. So we just taking a moment to discern. Thoughts come and go, so they're not who we are. Beliefs change and come and go. Every night when we go to deep sleep, we let go of everything. So we can't be the beliefs. So once we start removing thoughts, beliefs, ideas, any trying to get anywhere, any idea, like just seeing ideas come and go. They're not who we are. Then what's left? Just here. Letting thoughts come and go, watching solutions, all of that stuff coming and going. What's left when it's just, you see them coming, you see them going. In one way, you could say then what remains is the seeing, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. And then, who or what is aware of the seeing? It's just a question, yeah? It's a pointing at a certain direction. So it's not a question to be answered by the mind. It's just, oh, what's the invitation here? Just playing. What's left then? The seeing is there, but you can't really find a seer, yeah? You just notice the seeing. So there's awareness of the seeing.
Yeah.
And that awareness is, you don't have to do anything for it. Sense of ourself comes and goes in that. Feelings. Everything comes and goes in that, yeah?
Everything.
Yeah. So sometimes, like you spoke, an idea comes up that seems to be a good idea. Like, okay, I just have to start noticing where something is running after pleasure, and I have to stop that. But it's not, it's a little bit different than that, because it's like, for one thing, what produces pleasure? If we go into that, like, you can listen to a piece of music and it just brings tears to your eyes. It's so beautiful to you. But then you're talking to somebody and the same music can feel like it's distracting you for what you really want to do, talking to that person. Then that same music is not any more pleasurable, it's a distraction. The music didn't change, yeah? The only thing that changed is the way we're relating to it. So what makes something pleasurable?
Feeling, sensation.
Yeah, so but actually it's the way we relate to the sensation, isn't it? So we can be in a spot in nature that something stops and it just starts drinking it in. Then we say it's beautiful. But we can be in that same spot and be upset with someone and we don't notice the beauty at all. Isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So, in a sense, I'm just pointing that nothing is intrinsically beautiful or not beautiful. Nothing is intrinsically enjoyable or not enjoyable. It's how we relate to it that makes it that way. There's an example I like to use. If you've ever gone camping and you just didn't take quite enough food and you're really kind of hungry, and someone comes along and you say, have you got anything to eat? And they say, look, I've just got some stale bread. And you go, oh, that would be so lovely. But normally you wouldn't even eat stale bread. Yeah, but no, oh, stale bread, that's just fantastic. Thank you. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, so now the question is, are we in control, or what is it that's in control of how we relate to something? I mean, if it was up to you, could you relate to every moment with total appreciation and total gratitude, and meeting every moment as the beloved? That would be lovely, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Even that sound. But but somehow it's not like that, yeah? Somehow we can have this idea, I want to relate to everything like the beloved, but then something happens and suddenly that's not happening anymore. So how does that happen? Something shifts. What shifts? How somehow how you could say our nervous system, or how our attention is meeting the moment. Now, is that something we do, or is it something that happens by itself?
Yeah. Things that happen by itself.
It happens by itself, yeah. So if, you know, it's like, so there can be an interest. Oh, yes, I like to meet the moment as the beloved, or as the divine, whatever, you know, whatever poetic way you have of describing that. Yeah, I just want to meet this moment with gratefulness, appreciation, savoring, really being present to it, and enjoying it to the max. How much, which country are you born in?
Slovakia.
Okay, in Slovakia, was your conditioning to really enjoy your life? Usually that's not the.
Everyone is doing their stuff. I don't know what you mean. Like I've been enjoying my life.
Yeah. But you see, the average person in Slovakia, are they invited to really enjoy their lives to the maximum, or only on special occasions?
I think not everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. So we've been conditioned. It's not, actually, for most of it, it's like, it's usually we don't feel like we're allowed to receive this moment with total appreciation and enjoyment. The conditioning is to find out what's wrong with the moment and to find a solution. And being busy with trying to get to get to peace or enlightenment or happiness later. That's usually the condition, yeah?
Yeah.
In Slovakia also?
Well, in Slovakia, there are really strict Christians.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah, if you're good enough and all that, then when you get to heaven, you can enjoy. But until then, yeah,
yeah,
you have to suffer.
yeah,
So, what does it take to enjoy this moment? If we had that interest, somehow it's just somewhere we got this idea. Wow, let's see if it's possible. Could we really be present to this moment in a way that's just absolutely beautiful? How would that interest invite us, or what would shift in a way that, how could we meet each other beautifully? Just completely enjoying each other this moment. If we have an idea of how it should be, how we should be, how someone else should be, does that interfere with enjoying the moment?
yes,
Okay, yeah, it's the same way in Australia. Yeah.
yeah,
So you see, the thing is that we get an idea. We notice that there's this certain addictions and habits with a lot of momentum, and then we try by will to change that. To me, it seems more gentle and more easy to notice, okay, there's a way in which the system gets addicted. And just exploring, what is that? How does it function? Not trying to change it or fix it, because that just is like an inside war, yeah? We're fighting inside ourselves. I just watched an amazing movie where they talk about how all these social media things are actually designed to be addictive, because that's how they make money, is when they can get your attention for a longer period of time. And so they programmed artificial intelligence to really watch very carefully what you do and to make it as addictive as possible. And what's happening now is a lot of people that worked on that are starting to say, this is so super dangerous, because we know that young people, they get addicted to social media, and suicides go up, depression goes up, and most of these guys will not let their kids have it. But yet, and they themselves struggle with the addiction of it because it's addictive. And it's designed that way. And it maps everything you click on and everything that you like, and it just keeps feeding you more of that. So everybody gets different suggestions and things coming up for them based on your history, you could say, all the information that has been picked up on you. It watches every click. It's actually quite amazing, yeah? But anyway, that's the way it works. So we're here, yeah? Trying to stop that will. I don't think there's much chance. Someone asked the name of that film. Let me just have a quick look for you. The Social Dilemma. It's one of the most, I would think it's one of the really important films of this time. It's eye-opening.
I'll check it out.
Yeah. Someone, Pavitra just said it's on Netflix. Yeah. So here we are. And just for fun, we're exploring it, just playing. And how much are we allowed to enjoy this moment?
No,
Is it okay?
very much.
Oh, it's okay to enjoy it, yeah?
Yeah.
Where's the maximum that we're allowed to enjoy it? A little bit, completely, ecstasy. It's interesting to look, eh? Just play. And then one thought can come, and suddenly enjoying is not happening, yeah? Just one thought is enough to, if it's believed in or followed, yeah? In my view, you know, it's like when we realize, when there's a direct recognition and a tasting, that it's so simple to just enjoy this moment. It takes so little energy, it's just something just goes, yes. And it's just enjoyable, yeah? There's no problem. It's beautiful. When we taste it, that's possible. Then maybe that becomes an interest. Oh, well, I wonder if I can live my life like that. Not trying to, not efforting to, but just, oh, is that possible? Can we? And to me, that enjoying and receiving this moment fully is, you can call it unconditional love. The sense of you disappears when there's that deep enjoying, yeah? It's just this, yeah. So then the question, I guess, that comes is it possible to enjoy and still function? You know, there's been a story of these saints who get so blissed out. Ananda Moimai, she would be cooking dinner and suddenly she'd get into complete bliss and the food would just burn and she didn't notice. Completely lost in that. But her husband understood and he saw the state, you know, and he was understanding. But the question is, can we still function? And is functioning necessary? Yeah. So many questions, actually.
It happened to me that this moment was there even when the body was moving.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I tell you a story from my life. I was in India and it was summertime and it was so hot. You know, it was like being in a sauna constantly. It was just, I was in one of those little, motor scooter taxis, you know, usually it's for about 3-4 people and there were about 6 people and they're all sweating on each other. And I was going into the town and suddenly there was a traffic jam. And, you know, all those things put out so much smoke. And when a traffic jam happens, everybody's just aggravated and beeping their horns and anger. And to me, it seemed like I was in hell. I just, wow, how could, you know, being dripped on and sweated on and stuck in all the smoke. I love to breathe fresh air and then something shifted and I was in bliss in that hell realm. And I just saw that, you know, that you know, your experience is not determined by circumstance, ever. And I didn't do it. It was something that just, I mean, I don't know how that happened, but suddenly I just saw absolutely not dependent on any circumstance. But it just showed me a possibility. Wow, could I live my life like that? Maybe. It's interesting. Or I could go the other direction and see how much could I suffer this life? Anyway, I don't know if I've answered what you spoke, but
Yes.
okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I find it a beautiful question. And so now we just playing. Okay, here we are. There's awareness. And then there's this, you could say, habit of how our attention focuses on life. For most people, most of the time, there's a way of being in life that is stressful. What does stressful mean? Somehow there's a way of being where life feels like a pressure. Not enough time, too much, overwhelming. Yeah? That's, in many cultures it's like that, yeah? And it's just become a habit and we think that that's normal or natural. And so we run, because that's what happens when we feel pressured. We run or we get overwhelmed and we can't run anymore and we just get no energy or burnout. But who would do that consciously? Let's see how fast I can run, going nowhere, and feel terrible. No one would do that consciously, yeah? Or in Slovakia, they would. No, I'm joking, because nobody would, yeah? Really, all that anyone wants is just to be at peace. But our mind tells us this is going to make you happy, and then we get it for a moment. We don't want anything, and then we feel peaceful for a second, but then immediately we think of the next thing we want, and then again we feel disturbed.
But
And actually, we just want to be at peace. We want to just be here, and if it's possible, we want to feel this overflowing gratitude and love. Wow, doesn't matter, whether you have nothing or you're a billionaire. If you don't have that, you have nothing, yeah? Anyway. So how to rest, in a sense, to recognize that which is at rest even now, which is undisturbed, that awareness, who you really are, always undisturbed, untouched. And everything is appearing in that, yes? So nothing is lacking. Even the thought something is lacking is appearing in that.
yeah, but when now it's obvious, and I wonder how I could ever forget it, because I knew it many times. It's what you said.
Yes, you see, it's such an interesting question, because who is it that forgets or doesn't forget? Like forgetting happens, what does that mean? Somehow our attention went somewhere else. Who moved it, or how did that happen? We didn't do it. But if there's a sharp, deep interest in it, then at some point it's recognized and we come back, yeah, to that, what interests us. But not as a discipline, not as a practice or something, but just as a recognition, you could say. A love affair, wow. Papaji had an example that I loved. He said, finally you meet the beloved, and you're in the bedroom and you just getting ready to consummate this love and make love for hours, and all of a sudden there's a knock on the door. And just from the sound of the knock, it's your ex-girlfriend who you always fight with. And you can hear from the sound of the knock that she wants to fight. So his question is, you open the door, or do you stay with your beloved? And that ex-lover is your mind knocking on the door, saying, hey, stop enjoying, this is more important. You first have to suffer, and then later you can enjoy. Anyway, I like that story.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So just to give another context that maybe is useful, you know, when an interest comes, and I think for all of us, we've had different interests, you know, from when we were little, maybe we were interested in baseball cards or Meccano sets or Lego or who knows, something, yeah? And it was passionate for a while, and then after a while, you lose the interest and it sits in a cupboard somewhere, yeah? But when an interest comes, we enter a learning curve. Like you see, you know, maybe the interest comes to learn to ride a bicycle. And then, there comes a moment where suddenly your body knows how to do it. And you can never predict that moment when it learns it, yeah? Suddenly it just knows it. And then for some people, that's just the very, very beginning. You can see what people can do with bicycles. They ride up and down mountains, they climb, I mean, unbelievable. So it just depends on how deep the interest is, where it goes. But, you know, for many of us, it's just, I just want to know how to ride a bicycle, and maybe a couple of tricks, and look, no hands, or... But when there's an interest, you know, then there's a passion there for it. So if this interest in unconditional love arises, or comes, then, you know, you can keep exploring it. And of course, then you enter a learning curve and different things come up, for sure. But it's all, the system is learning and learning and learning. Yeah? It's not about getting anywhere. It's not about perfection. It's just this interest. Oh. Anyway, with luck, if something resonated for you, and
Definitely. Thank you.
Jacob, I've gone back to speaker view, but I mean to gallery view, but now the pictures are coming back. See if, did anyone get back? Maybe someone.
Isaac?
Isaac?
Yeah,
Can
Sylvie.
Yes, can I sit with you?
Yes, with pleasure.
Thank you. I just felt it looked like the system cracked open, so there's a little bit of fear response.
Oh, look, I'd say that's natural, you know. It's
Yeah,
like
I know, yeah.
whenever we come into like something new, you could say this, but that what you call fear it's a mixture of excitement and unknown and all like that, and then we call it fear. But I'm not sure. Just check and see what is that you're calling fear.
Yeah, but I experienced it a lot of times at every shift I've been through. There's fear, and the system just got to get used to more freedom, and it feels so open now that it is really a bit scary for the system.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing.
And so then let's take a moment, just really very gently exploring what is it that's interpreted as fear. Just get a sense. What is the sensation? And where do you feel it in the body? So not to change anything, but just curiosity. What is this?
It's tightening.
A tightening.
Yeah.
And then that gets interpreted as fear, yeah?
Yes, and shivers.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, cool. And when you see it like that, there's just a tightening and shivers without it being labeled as fear, tightness and shivers. Just really being present to it and seeing what it's like. When we call it fear, then we immediately, we don't want it or something. But if it's just...
Yeah, it's really, yeah.
If it's just tightness and shivers, how is that?
It's okay. But when it's...
Then it's okay, yeah. Funny, eh? Nothing.
Yeah, it's really true. But when it's called fear, it's terrifying.
No, that terrifying is actually an interpretation, yeah? When you're actually with the sensations, something tightened and there's kind of a shivering, and it's not such a big thing. And we didn't try and change it, we didn't try and fix it, we just looked, what is it actually? Because the moment there's an interpretation, there's almost always an immediate response to try and get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
Or to wait it out, or somehow, like it's unwanted. So it's unusual to have curiosity. What is this? Just that presence of really being with it here. Feeling it with every cell. I use the word honoring, but it's more like it's just curious and present, loving presence with it. And watching where something wants to get rid of it, or the automatic, you could say, the automatic knee-jerk responses. Oh, that's fear. I don't want it.
No.
Yeah. I mean, it's that interesting thing, like when we really meet the moment as the beloved, it's like, I don't know if you remember the days when you met someone and there was attraction and love flowing, and it was like, oh my God, it's like excitement, shyness, the whole system is just, it's, wow, what is this?
Yeah.
It's like that, just meeting the moment as the beloved. Oh my God. And you're kissing the moment, just, oh yeah. And you have no idea where that's going to take you. Yeah? You kiss that moment deeply enough and be kissed by it. What's going to happen? Yeah? With luck, it'll change everything. Maybe you'll get lost in God,
Yeah.
completely.
Yeah, but for a moment it felt like this. And, oh, I'm gonna do this. Yeah.
I understand. Yeah.
Yeah. I had such an experience before, and I thought it was terrifying.
Sure, I can understand.
Yeah.
And yet, at the same time, it's so magnificent. It's like, whoa.
It's everything.
Yeah.
Thank you, Isaac.
Thanks, Sylvie. Oh, Bas.
Since the online retreat, I many times in the day and sometimes for hours, I feel pain in my stomach especially. And sometimes it's also more up in the chest, but the pain is mostly in the stomach. And the good thing is that I'm okay with it and that I don't go into addictions like I used to do. And yeah, it interests me. And yeah, I would like to sit with you for a moment.
With so much pleasure, Bas. Thanks for asking. Yeah. So we just rest here and just with curiosity, just being present, and I'm with you and feeling with you to the best that I can. And we nothing to change, nothing to fix. We just present to these sensations. We don't need to know what they are. Just resting. And usually what, it just means that something is coming into consciousness. And the best is to go slowly and to just give it space. We just absolutely, this is welcome here. Yeah. And then just gently tracking and just sensing. It's like, is it in the front or the back? Is it in the center of our belly? Does it connect up to our digestive tract? Does it go down the legs at all? So just kind of starting to explore, the sensing, does it connect to any organs that you can sense? Or?
It is very much softening. It is.
It's amazing.
I'm myself softening, and also this pain feeling is very much softening now.
Yeah. Amazing,
yeah.
So usually what that means was there was an automatic unconscious resistance that we didn't even notice.
Yeah.
And so just the moment we present like that with curiosity, wow, something starts to shift.
Yeah.
So just very gently staying with the softening and just being available to it. Just present, lovingly present, just sensing how the breathe, if it changes the breathing at all, just gently noticing, and if possible, being aware that there's awareness here and the sensations coming and going.
Yeah, it softened very much, and I'm very grateful for that. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. I mean, just, is it moving at all? Is it in the same place in the body? For me, it's dropped a little bit lower in my body now. But you just stay true to what's true for you.
Yeah, it's slow, but the main thing is that it is very much softened.
Softening.
Very much softened. It's still there a little bit, but it's softened. Yeah. My whole energy softened. It was not only in the stomach, but in my whole system. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Oh, exquisite, man. Thank you for speaking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Romain. Hi. Are you unmuted? I don't. If you move your mouse, in the bottom left corner, you'll see a red little thing, and if you click on it, you can unmute yourself. Ah, good. Now maybe talk. Yeah, I hear you now.
Hey,
Perfect.
nice to meet you.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yes. Yeah, it's first a little bit, I want to drink with you a little bit and sit in silence, and then I have a question.
Sure, please.
So one day more, and then I have 7 weeks holiday.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, and so had a lot to work to set up some projects, and I have a question concerning sleeping or being in another state when I'm at night and the body rests.
Mm.
And last year we had a session in Freiburg after 5 months of not sleeping, and lots of very, very old trauma material is coming up.
Mm.
And it's so wonderful to see that the system could change after we meet us.
Fantastic.
And yes, and in winter times I was again the third time 6 months in India, and we worked in my Ayurvedic clinic at my central nerve system, and to really to get to the roots, they say, and it very gives a big shift, and it lasts 4 or 5 months. And in this, at March or April, I get night the idea that that I'm coming more in the awareness of that my system can rest at night, and there is no need to sleep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so I've more space to have inquiry of what's up in the moment. So it's very very simple.
Yeah, beautiful.
And I read, I have years with shamans, and they say, no, sleep it's not a thing. Yeah, I'm not sleeping anymore. You don't need sleep. And the interesting is I got of a work a lot of for only hard things, and in the end of the day I'm more or less tired, and Frauke was very sad, and it's impossible. You sleep 5 nights not, and it's impossible, and you wake up in the morning, and everything is okay. What's going to happen to you? And so this is the question to you of your own personal thing with it over those years. What happens to you or in your system when there is more space and sleep is no more necessary, in spite of the fact that I feel that my body really needs rest.
Yeah.
And then comes the thinking thing, and I could it. Wow, what's this? And all the mind fucking things coming up. But just to feel really, I'm really heavy, and I couldn't sleep, and it's okay. And then it's like going through a very narrow thing, and then really it begins to open again and to calm down. And I just do it in another way than last year. So something really is increasing, and the basic learning stuff is happening at night at the moment for months. So this is, I want to tell it to you, it goes on. I want to, to get an idea of navigating where I am at the moment from the system.
The way you speak, it sounds absolutely beautiful to me. You know, it's like, somehow what I notice is that if there's something running in the mind, then deep resting doesn't happen and sleep doesn't happen. But the moment that calms down, then, you know, like deep sleep can come, which is, I love it. It's very restful. It's like dying in a certain way.
Yeah.
But it's not a, and then also resting can just happen, just laying there and enjoying the rest. So, yeah, and either way, it doesn't much matter. I'm not, yeah. You know, it's like historically, I don't think that Ramna slept much. But I don't think it's anything to be concerned with, whether, you know, it's nothing to measure. It's just like sleep happens or it doesn't happen. And then if this, you know, like the mind is cycling on something, then there's an opportunity, okay, just, yeah. Because then if the mind cycles like that, we don't go into the parasympathetic, the
Yes.
nervous system stays in the sympathetic. It doesn't allow resting,
Yes. And in one way, in exploring, I find this boundary in the body where this is not so much. It's not coming down, but I have an idea. Or I'm going to the edge of something. But the other way is that I have the feeling I'm holding in such big space that it's there's really nothing to do, and this is, and this increases the last year in a big way, and this is, I want to share it with you and give so much thanks to you, and there is sadness that you don't in Europe. I feel I miss the Sangha, to be really physically and to give all the hacks, and there is something is missing that you're not in Europe.
Sweetheart, yeah. You know, I tell you, the Zoom is the next best thing. It's really,
I know.
It's so beautiful. And what can we do? The world has gone crazy. The world has gone absolutely insane.
So Paul just said that the last 2 months that our next thing is to be really more, to hear the sound and to look at the face in order to get the vagal system more and more down. Now this is an opportunity with the Zoom meetings, and they said yes, it's right, but yeah. So thank you a lot, Isaac. Thank you a lot.
Love, and more love.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
Roger. Hi.
Oh yeah, I found it. Oh, where are you? Oh,
I'm here.
yeah,
I'm right
me
here.
too. Also here. Yeah. Now, yeah, I was actually putting the finger to the moon, to the to the omit, um, because I want to share. Sometimes I feel so much resistance to the situation. On one hand, there is fire in Oregon, there is fire in Lesbos, there is a second wave coming in all Europe. They say, I don't
They
know.
say, yeah.
Then in Facebook, a lot of friends have this clock thinking. I have to agree, because when I make jokes with a picture with a mouse mask, they gonna discuss, you didn't study this and that. But I'm very innocent, just coming from a heart of trust, and I feel I have to bring some alive moments to the world, because in the night I cannot sleep sometimes, because I get really fearful about, oh, how is it going next month, the next week, the next year, how long will this take? We have another 6 months coming, like what we have had. And then my mind is worried, and I feel, okay, relax, accept. I make a course about it, because all the people are in this, and I will help to be simple, keep it short, simple. Kiss the beloved. And then I feel, okay, and then I hear you talking about a bicycle, and you open the door, and I said, oh, I'm on the right track, because I'm a lot of bicycling in the area I never went in the last years I lived there, because I'm always busy. But I have time left. I make cows, pictures from cows and horses and sheep, and I put on the internet to show people how the cows following each other, how we are like cows together
So,
in
one of
this
the
time.
things
It's a joke, People don't understand, I guess. They have not this kind of
one of the things about
sense of
Facebook,
humor to make things light, but I try to make things light.
yeah. So one of the
And
things about
actually, I'm here,
Facebook,
so nothing to do.
yeah, one of the things about Facebook
Yeah.
that they found is that, people are so addicted, or so, we could say, programmed to want to be in agreement with each other. And so
Yeah.
what's happening on Facebook, people you'd barely know, they get into these whole big discussions, and they don't like, and all that stuff. And
I'm right, you're wrong. You're wrong, I'm right. All this is underneath.
So what they're finding is that for young people, just being on social media like that is having a really negative effect. A lot of them are getting very depressed, and very a lot more suicides.
That's also news, that people get depressed and burn out and all this.
Yeah,
You were talking
but
about it before.
It's all built
today,
into. It's
but
all built
I
into.
get
It's
also
all built.
nervous
Stop,
about
Jay!
that.
I'm talking. Whoa! I'm talking. Stop
I
for
don't
a
hear you.
Watching my mouth is moving.
No, I agree.
Okay, yes.
I agree.
So this, just to notice, it's like
I listen.
Innocently, we post something, and then we get a whole lot of responses, and then just to watch what happens in us, because that's part of that algorithm, how that social media functions, as people are looking. But if you're using it to communicate, and it touches something in people, we get all kinds of excess, like very rude remarks and very unconscious responses. But not to take it personally, if
Yeah,
possible.
and then
Just to
friends
watch.
from friends and even strangers are going to respond that you're crazy if you don't agree. But with what I have to agree, I'm just sharing on something. And also I
So,
felt somebody is so in despair about the complot, against the rules, and a friend, you know, and she is so checking people. She's really psychotic, I think. And then I'm so worried I have to say something, and then I get the whole bunch against me. Then I think, yeah, who's crazy here? They or me or them, or what's going on? I think there is quite a chaos
yeah.
around.
So that is the thing, you see. It's like we have this, when you're face to face, we don't have that same interaction. We don't have that,
Now, even
like on
then,
Facebook.
can
Yeah.
happen.
It can happen, but it's different. People, you know, like people can be very rude that you don't even know. And so, you know,
Now,
and
on
it's,
parties I've been, there is a big dividity in between people with distance, no distance, provoking it, accept, and it's nervous. It's nervous. So I prefer to be home, but then I feel sometimes I get fear of dying. Oh my God, if it goes on like years, what life do we have then? Well, meditate.
yeah, look,
But then
this is
better
just,
meditate together. So I'm
this,
promoting that. Meditate together.
yeah. So this is home imprisonment, yeah? So you've been put in lockdown, prison,
No.
for daring
Yeah, who?
to,
That's
no, yeah, this is what the governments have done. They've put everybody
yeah,
into,
it's still happening and discussed, and
yeah.
it's I don't know what to believe. And oh, you too. You don't know.
Well, for me, I see, to me, I just see clearly that this overreaction is,
Yes.
it's fear-based. It's not based on what's science or anything true. And so I see it for what it is, and I don't need anyone to agree with how I see it. I just, okay.
Yeah, this way, that way. But
I
then
try and
get
give,
a bill if you do
yeah,
something.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's gotten so crazy. If you put anything on
Yeah.
Facebook, they can even come and arrest you here in Australia.
Yeah, like this. So you have to be aware what you do and don't do. I was on a party. I was not allowed to film because the police could come to 1,000 bill or something. And I said, I
Yeah.
only do my friends and the DJ. Okay, but don't put it on Facebook. Yeah, okay, I don't do it. I keep it in my whatever.
Yeah.
But people are coming from fear and also provoking it, or agreeing
Yeah.
or not agreeing. It takes
Yeah.
a lot of energy. And but even in my house, when I have somebody here who's gonna discuss it, but even my daughter also, I feel also she comes with stories that I feel, oh, maybe it's a little bit too much to go there. Maybe you
It's
get
crazy
ill,
times.
and then I feel, oh, I'm already in the trap that I'm worried she get ill.
Yeah. So it's crazy times. And
Yeah, but
how
it's
do you,
in the news there are 7,000 students in Holland ill.
if you're young, the chances of dying from it are very small. It's like a flu.
Yeah, that's also true.
Yeah, it's
True.
only old people,
Yes.
people like me.
Yeah. Or older. Yeah, you know when the girl was talking about her fear. Yeah, yeah, I hear you and I love with you, but this morning, what is her name? Sietsma. She was talking about fear today.
Okay.
I don't know him, but she wrote a book. That's what I remember. You know, that girl she was talking about, oh, I have fear. I feel shivering. And I thought, that's funny, because I just wanted to say something about fear. And I recognize, okay, more people have fear, but that's a trap, maybe, fear, if you go in that trap. And at the end you think, oh, I'm dying. Oh, I hope I get 115. Then I still have 50 years to go, about, or maybe 60 years. Oh, that's nearly the life I have lived right now. This kind of thoughts I have. That's,
Yeah, those are just thoughts.
okay, I
You know, look,
relax. I
is it
just
possible?
do an
Is it
affirmation.
is it possible to stay true to what you love? Doesn't matter whether you've got 1 day more, or 10 days, or 100 years. Can you just stay true to your main interest, this love of truth? The rest of it is
Now, for
it's
this
nonsense.
moment, I say, yes, I can stay true for what I love
Fantastic.
for today, but I cannot
Yeah.
say it for
No, this
like
moment is
100 years
all.
further,
This
because they're
moment.
gone.
This moment. This is it.
Yeah, for this moment it was already clear that I'm here, you are here, and I had a laughter about that.
That's it. I mean,
But what to do then? Then
nothing.
nothing needs to be done.
Yeah.
But I like to meet people and not having kind of enemies. Even I have apps made on clean language, that we only talk in clean language on the group app. So some people do it, but this morning I got a message. Hey soldier, how are you? Yes, commandant. That was me. But I didn't do anything like a soldier or an army thing. I only post a message that I could do a 7-day challenge to be your own guru. Nothing more than that. And
Yeah.
a little thing about a tree. To be a tree, you know, treeing, and but it is just like a human sideline to make people happy. That's my intention. But if somebody say something about an army, or as if I'm this, you know, then I think,
Yeah.
oh, people are really in
You know,
reacting
yeah. You know,
vibes,
it's like,
even to me, but maybe me too. By
yeah, what to do. If you can, you know, when you lose your sense of humor, it's not very funny. So just watching.
yeah, it's good to have humor, to trust that, and to be innocent and honest with that. And if people don't receive it like that, then they are stupid. They have no
Oh,
intelligence. That's what I tell them. Well, for this you need some intelligence. I'm sorry
yeah,
you don't have. But I
yeah.
feel very alone then at the end, because I feel people look for to shoot on people, and especially Facebook, but friends. It are friends, sannyasin. I'm talking about sannyasin, people who went to school and everywhere,
You
and they
can't
think
believe
they're
how many
privileged and
you
whatever.
can't believe how many friends I've lost on Facebook. People that I've been
Yeah, in
journeying
Facebook,
with
but
for
also in daily
years.
life.
Yeah, for years. But what to do? That happens.
It happens, especially in these times. I really also read from friends, they um, um, remake Facebook. They cancel the friends who are racisms or fascisms, fascism thoughts, or post about racism. And I thought, oh, that's a good one, but who is that person? Because then maybe she think I am uh, a racist or fascist, or you know, if I have an opinion about because I think it's important to have the 1.5 meter distance in the
So just stop for a
general
moment.
places, not with
Stop
friends.
stop
But
stop for
yeah,
stop for a moment.
yeah,
So in this way
yeah,
of
drop the
talking,
mind.
in this way of talking, I understand there's an upset underneath. So if you
Yeah,
just talk
I
about the
know.
upset, then I just have to listen to an upset. But if you want to
Yeah.
explore, then we can explore. But I think it's better that we keep quiet because
Yeah, I'm not so upset. I meet a lot of people who are very upset. Maybe that's good to bring Be Your Own Guru course. I'm also trying to find subjects. I'm going to talk about maybe you feel a little bit upset, but what to do? Breathe. Because that's the message I want to give about breathing. Nothing more to do than breathe in, breathe out. I think that's it. But then first I have to live with myself and remind myself, of course. Yeah. No. I'm very nervous about the future, to be honest.
You know, one thing we know, what's going to happen for all of us is we're going to die. So there's no mystery there.
Yeah.
And so it's not a big deal dying. It's just just.
Dying is nothing.
No, not a big deal.
They said.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, not a big deal.
Yeah, so
I have died already all this month.
yeah.
I've given up so much. So I feel I have died already.
Yeah. So
Samasati. That's a meditation, then you die.
Yeah.
Hmm?
So no problem.
Yeah, the rejection also came. But now there is a second wave coming. And I think, my God, I have to go die again. Yeah, you know, sometimes you have that kind of panic. Oh my God, again. And then 2 years are coming. 2 years. That's what I hear everywhere, in the newspaper, on the news. And I think, I'm not gonna manage that.
No, you can move to Sweden.
I do not see them. Then I
you can
just
move
go
to Sweden.
bicycle.
You can move to Sweden. There, it's close. It's not far.
Why to Sweden? Why?
There they're free. There's no the government has not done this craziness.
And there is no COVID there.
Practically next to nothing now.
Or Iceland. I saw Iceland.
COVID is on its way out. COVID is on its way out. It's
yeah.
If you really understand, it's nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But why I have tension in my shoulders if you say the word?
It's it's like this. Every year people die of all kinds of things.
Yeah.
Cancers, prescription medicines, bicycle accidents. And the amount of people dying from COVID is actually less than people that die from cancer or that die from other diseases.
Yeah, okay.
But the media has made it a big
America,
story.
there were lots of the.
There's a lot of hysteria.
Yeah, that's true. As I put on the Facebook, you were all hysterical, and then got the whole crowd on neck.
That's the difficulty when people have been brainwashed. Even when you give them clear information, they can't hear it. So, what to do?
Yeah, one way or the other way, against it or before it. You follow the rules, or you are the complot thinker.
Yeah.
But I'm not thinking. I'm just feeling my heart, and then I feel there is no future yet.
Yeah. At the moment,
but there was no future, maybe.
Yeah, the way it's going, life as we know it is gone.
Yeah, happily.
Yeah. So here we are now.
And the new has to come, or it's already new.
It is how it is now, and it's beautiful. Like in this little area, there's some people that are organizing, how to be a community in this and support each other. It's beautiful. And some people
Yeah,
get
that's
afraid.
I also want to create and want to
So
be
look around.
understood.
I'm sure there's people. I'm
Also,
sure there's
lots
people.
are in survival.
Yeah, I understand.
Huh?
So that I understand. Then that's not your tribe right now. Just find your tribe.
Yeah, I have a tribe. Of course, I have a tribe that are, of course, people with the same
if you're into
flow.
complaining,
But I
then you're going
want
to
to
belong
be.
to the complaining tribe. If you're into complaining, then you have to find the complaining tribe.
No, no, no. No, I don't be dependent of a tribe, whatever focus they have, complaining or natural high or singing or provoking the COVID. I don't want to be totally. I have my own tribe. I want my own followers, but they call me a commandant, and then I feel okay. I do wrong maybe, but I'm a leader, but I have no followers.
Yeah, that's a problem.
It's necessary. No,
Okay,
I'm a bit
Richard.
crazy in my head at the moment. Sorry.
No problem.
Panicked, and you maybe gonna mute me, and then I feel, oh my God. What about the future?
All I know is this moment. And when I track what's going on,
I accept.
Yeah, you know, like we can see there's a direction that the whole planet is going in the moment, except Sweden, or one or two places that are staying a little bit sane. But then you just watch it and you see who your tribe is and how to surf it or navigate it. Yeah, what can you do? If you need to, you organize.
Maybe create a tribe in Sweden. Is that? Huh?
You see, you'll see how it happens for you. Everyone has to find their own.
Yeah, it is happening already.
Thing. Yeah, and if you just watch where
but
your
what
mind starts to trick
dependency?
you know, we're dependent on each other anyway.
Yeah, but that makes vulnerable.
Yeah, of course, we're totally vulnerable. How beautiful
Then
is
you
that?
have to say, I need this, want this, and others also have to say that. Huh?
Maybe. You find what's true for you.
I see many people get up in the survival game.
Mm-hmm.
And me,
so
maybe
then
too. I don't know.
Then they need to find their tribe who's into that, and then they can be a tribe of survivalists. Not speak to each other and be afraid.
You mean? Oh yeah. Yeah, that's also happening.
Stay with your first interest, which is peace. Don't get involved in all your mind and all the stuff. If you can help it. Doesn't bring anything.
Stay in peace. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then aloneness comes up, because peace is the best when you are alone.
There's no rules.
Yeah, you get bored. No, I feel a bit panicked that maybe it's for everybody like this. When you are in peace, you are alone. Because when you meet people or tribe, there is always something going on in these times. What gives me the feeling, okay, I better go home now. And then at home I feel peace, I feel safe. So maybe I'm brainwashed also already. Yeah. Now let's drop the mind. I think it's better to do that. You get bored. And me too, my mind. But if you're it, just throw it off the head. Yeah. But then I feel, okay, it's just ordinary.
Don't start again. Now you're picking up the
being
mind
ordinary
again.
here.
Stop. Don't pick up the mind again, Ruja.
Yes. Just be ordinary
Yeah, just, yeah.
and enjoy.
If you can, yeah.
Yeah, but I feel fear.
Now you're picking up the mind again. You just opened the door. That's your ex-lover there. Now you're going to have a fight with her, with him.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. Don't pick it up if you can help
Better close the door and say, I'm not home.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay with
what you love.
Stay into the now.
Yeah.
Huh?
Stay with what you love.
I don't. Yeah, I make drawings. Bicycle.
Good.
I feel like 6-year-old at the moment, just doing funny things. But I feel
Enjoy.
I cannot do that another 6 months. Sorry.
Yeah. How do you know?
Now I have fear. Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to give somebody else a turn.
Okay, I
Ruja.
go and quiet for a moment before the next one. Say, put a finger.
Okay.
Because I have to relax into the fear. Otherwise, I cannot sleep in the night.
Mm.
And fear, I see now, it's a thought. It's gonna imagine kinds of things about, yeah,
Quiet.
yeah. Oh, I feel really crazy in my head.
Isaac?
Good.
Just want to enjoy the moment with you.
Beautiful. That's not just.
Yeah, true. I love to enjoy the moment with you.
Yeah. How beautiful. How was it for you to meet like this?
It felt like forever drinking.
So beautiful, huh?
Yeah. Hmm. There has been more awareness of the whole body coming in.
Was it?
Feels very alive.
Beautiful. Yeah. Joyous. Big joy. Beautiful, great.
Thank you, Isaac.
Thank you. Exquisite, yeah. Thank you all for showing up. Thank you, Sylvie, for hosting. Yeah. Did anyone have fun? Yeah, great. Yeah. Love, love, and more love.
Thank you, Sylvie, for hosting.
You're welcome. Thank you. See you next week, everybody.
Yeah, see you. Thank you. Oh, also what you were sharing about fear.
Oh, thanks, Oya.
Recognize.
Yeah, I thought you meant
Awesome.
me, which she wrote a book and she was talking about the fear.
Sylvie, hè?
Yes.
Yeah, it was you.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you, because I was also into that. And I'm also a little bit asthmatic.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for hosting.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And I have to find your book somewhere.
Oh, it's on bol.com.
Yeah, but how you call it? Your name, Sylvie? Or what's the title?
The title is in Dutch De sleutel tot zelfliefde.
Oh ja, Hollands.
The key to self-love.
Ja, daar gaat het om natuurlijk. Ja, ik ga het zoeken hoor.
Ga maar zoeken.
Hey, dank je. Deelde die angst. Want ik wou dat net ook toen vragen. Toen jij begon te praten.
Oh, oké.
Was mooi ook. Ja. En to feel the shiver en all this. Ja. Nou ja. We gaan het weer terugkijken.
Ja, is goed.
We moeten eruit, hè?
Wat zeg je?
Of iedereen is al weg natuurlijk.
Ja,
Ik denk het. Ik ga even kijken. Ja, nog 3. Georgia, Sylvie en Maria. Oké, dank je. See you. Jij woont Amsterdam.